Hello, good evening. Hundreds of people have marched through Kent today to voice their concerns about plans to build a new coal-fired power station at Kings North. Many of the protesters are based at the Camp for Climate Change nearby. Here's our environment correspondent, Mark Norman.
Around 250 people joined the march from Rochester to Kings North with a clear, concise message to the government and the generating company E.ON not to burn coal to generate electricity.
I believe it's the most important movement that's happening in Britain today. Essentially, if the new coal-fired power station goes ahead, then not only will that give the green light to maybe 6 or 7 further coal-fired power stations here in Britain, it will also send a message to other countries around the world that it's perfectly fine to use coal, that there's no problem with it.
E.ON say they want to build a more efficient, less polluting coal-fired power station, but admit it will still emit CO2, the gas held largely responsible for climate change, a point not lost on today's marchers.
I think it's outrageous that we're building a new coal-fired station in the middle of a climate crisis. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
I'm here because I'm angry at the government's lack of action on climate change.
Global warming is a massive issue around the world, and in Britain we need to take the lead, and we need to show that we can get our energy from renewable sources.
While E.ON want to build a new power station, climate protesters want to build a consensus against burning coal at all to produce electricity. At their self-sufficient week-long protest camp, they're highlighting how they see the future for energy production in the UK.
Basically, everything that we're using is coming from renewable sources here on site. We're going to have several wind turbines, several solar panels. Obviously, it does depend a bit on whether the wind is blowing, whether the sun is shining, but usually you get one or the other, if not both.
But the other side of this camp is their declared intention to shut down the existing Kings North power station on a day of action next weekend, and the police have spent today monitoring events closely. Mark Norman, BBC South East Today, Kings North.